So I did a part 2. I don't know where it disappeared to, but like I said, me and technology, we agree sometimes, but definitely not all the time. So where was I? I was talking about not wanting to be used. Who wants to be used? But like my friend said, if you aren't able to be used, and if you don't have a relationship that, okay, you can get something from your friend and your friend can get something from you, a mutual thing, what is it y'all doing? You know, you got some knowledge I can use. I got some knowledge you can use. You got some knowledge. I got some funds. You got, something. Something's got to be. Anyway, so, and I realized, oh my God, I guess I could have shortened that story. Like what you see in other people, you got to hold the mirror up to yourself sometimes. I'd be like, oh my God, so long-winded. I'm sure that story could have been told shorter, but whatever. But anywho, so yeah, the used thing was a part of, I was about, when did I meet him? Okay, so the years is what's confusing me now, because I had met a guy before. I had met a guy while I was working at the bank, and we had started dating and all of this stuff, and then he was like, let me be straight up with you. I like you, but I really want my papers. And this is like, you marry me, and this is it. And I was just like, I'm not interested. I don't want to do that. We continued dating, and we're still friends to this day, to be honest. He is such a good guy. When I tell you, boy, he is one friend. Listen, I don't have many friends, I realize. And like I said, one-sided friendships is something that I realized I had a lot of. So the one in particular that I'm talking about is a female. But this guy right here, oh my God, he's a wealth of knowledge. He's so intelligent. I can actually rely on him. I can't rely on any of my friends for anything. And that's where the story basically is going, like the long-winded story. I'm just telling you, like, all of the little nooks and crannies, the little, yeah. So anyway, I don't know where that other one went. I had started talking, and of course, I got interrupted. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So I have met this guy at the bank. Me and him dated. And then when that kind of went sour, that's when I started getting those calls, and it didn't go sour. Let's just be honest. It was an overlap. I was like, this guy is in a whole nother country. I'm talking to him. I don't know. Think it's a trap. I like him, but whatever. So I'm still talking to the guy from the bank, and I'm talking to the guy in Jamaica. And I was talking to him for about a year. Let's just say 6 months to a year. And when I went to visit him, crazy girl. I used to look at those shows. I'm telling you, the 90 Day Fiance. Aren't you scared? These people are crazy. But yes, I'm crazy now. I'm part of that group. So I went and visited him. Never felt so safe. Never felt so, like, outside of my country. I felt good with him, comfortable, because I was able to sleep very well. I did not take nothing. I did not eat or drink nothing, unless he gave me something to sniff. But was no such thing. I slept well. I was comfortable with him because, you know, we were talking for a while, and, you know, we talking while we're together, and it was a beautiful thing. Oh, Lord. So I kind of let my friend know. I was like, listen, remember those calls I was telling you about? And remember you told me to block him? And remember and remember and remember? I can't remember. Did I tell her? I think I told her after I visited. Anyway, so she's always said, you know, she don't want to be the person to hook anybody up, because when it don't work out, you know, the person will blame her. I get that. But it wasn't you that hooked these people up, hooked me up, you know. It could have been a setup. It could have been anything. But you know what? I go with God. I go with God. I said, all right, I'm getting older. I would like to be married. I let this guy know that. I said, listen, I am 28 years old. I think I was 26. We got married. No. Oh my God, I'm getting the years confused. I knew Steve at 28. I married my husband at 36. Okay. That's what it is. Anywho, so... Oh, there, I said a name, right? Anywho. Yeah. So my friend wasn't too happy with me talking to this guy. And, you know, I think Jamaicans tend to be very territorial and, you know, stuff. You know, that's her man. Regardless of how bad she talks about it. It's like somebody talking about your family member. That's my family member. Let me deal with my family member. You don't call them crazy, dumb, stupid, nothing, okay? I may do that. You don't do that. So, I'm still talking to the guy. She was upset. And she'll tell me all about how they cheat and how they this and how they that and blah, 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 blah. Give me all the story about her mom and how the mom got used. And how... Okay, I guess every country can only talk about what they know with the people of their country. And it's, I guess, if you mix up now and you have one experience, you would put that to every experience with every Nigerian, every Trinidadian, every, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter, I guess I'm rambling, but no matter who you deal with, no matter what your experience is with one person outside of the people that you're used to dealing with. So, like, you're used to dealing with Americans, but you're from wherever. You understand? Whatever. So now you've dealt with 2 Americans and you've had bad experiences. So now every American is, you know, bad. I no. So my friend would tell me how bad they are and stuff. And I'm telling her, yeah, I'm talking to this guy. I went to visit him and all of this stuff. And the thing is with her, she would date guys from her country, regardless of how bad she say they were, and then it wouldn't work out. The guy would end up marrying somebody else in the country, or she would find out that they are cheating, or whatever the case is. All right, with me now, I can't find it. Well, no, that's a lie. You know, I wasn't having that experience. Anyway, 2 years later, so 2 years, I met him, 36. Might have been 35. 34? Shoot, I know there was some overlap. Listen, I wasn't thinking it was going to go anywhere, so I kind of was not paying attention. I know we got married at 36. So I might have met him at 34. 34. This is probably going to cut off again, but yeah, my friend was not happy that I was going this far with this guy. She just was like, you know, discouraging me. And then, you know, she started acting distant. And then because I was seeing that, I didn't let her know when I was pregnant. Yeah, maybe I'm the bad guy here. Yeah, maybe I'm the bad guy. I'm kind of a whole